Hi, my name is Tom Sirianni. I'm an attorney licensed to practice in any county in New York. This is a quick video that I just wanted to post to give you some information on foreclosures. I'm not sure how you got to this video, whether it's a letter or a referral from a friend, but some background. When I was younger, 14, my mom lost her house to foreclosure, so I kind of vicariously saw what it did to her. She lost sleep, worked 2 jobs. She worked at a country club during the day and fed me and my sister dinner in the middle at 6 o'clock, and then went to the Sunrise Mall and folded sweaters at Macy's until 9:30 at night. So there wasn't much I could do at 14, but there's a lot I can do now at my age now as an attorney, and I love to, and I focus on foreclosure defense. So my purpose of this video is to give you information. I think that being scared and not knowing certain things goes away once you have information. I'd love to be your attorney. I'd love for you to retain me. My number's on the website. Again, you can call me at 516-314-1343. That's 516-314-1343. And call me anytime, night times, weekends. I'm there for you. But here, I'm just give you a quick little 2 or 3 minute lesson on foreclosures and to better equip you, whether you use me or somebody else. I just want you to make sure you have the information. So this video is not going to be edited. It's going straight forward, not going to be cut, not going to be professionally done. It's just going to be out here to give you as much information as possible. Again, call me anytime. So you probably have a summons and complaint or got a summons and complaint. That's the start of the foreclosure process. I'm going to do a video on, I'm going to come over here on the board to kind of explain to you a little more of how the whole process works and let you know what the banks can and can't do. So as many months as you haven't paid your mortgage, if this is the beginning of the process, it starts with a summons and complaint. That's the first step of the foreclosure process. So anything prior to this, whether it's 3 months, 6 months, 4 months, 4 years, if you didn't pay your mortgage, it doesn't start until you serve the summons and complaint. Now, going across the whole thing here, at the end, it culminates in a sale. Now, I don't want you to be nervous or uninformed about what the process is. The banks in New York cannot go from here to there. It's impossible, can't do it. There's certain steps they need to take along the way, and unless they go through each, kind of think of it as a hurdle, unless they jump through each hurdle, they can't go and can't progress. So if you get served this and people are like, oh, you're going to lose your house, let me give you money for it right now, you're going to lose it right away. Not true. The first thing they do, it's mandatory, New York law, they have to go for a loan modification conference. So once we put an answer into the summons and complaint, and we raise a whole bunch of defenses, which we're going to later use if we have to, they cannot go forward until they have a loan modification conference, which I'll talk to you about in a couple of minutes. If the modification is approved, then, which we'll talk about in a little while, you're at a foreclosure. If it's not approved, the bank has to make a motion for summary judgment. That's where it's a trial on paper. We'll discuss it in more detail in a couple of seconds. And then they get a referee appointed and ultimately a sale. The bank has to go from this step to this step, has to go from this step to this step, has to go from here to here, and then ultimately here. The bank cannot jump any one of these steps. So we're protected. As long as we put an answer into summons and complaint and put some defenses to help us here, the next step the bank will do is order a loan modification conference. That's when I go to court for you, or you can come with me. It doesn't make a difference to me. You can be more welcome to come. But they have to do a loan modification. So I don't care how many times in the past modifications didn't work. It doesn't matter. There's a new lease on life. They have to have a referee will be overseeing the conference, as well as the court will be overseeing the conference. So the bank can't play the game that I didn't get the paperwork, I didn't get the bank statements, or they're stale. That whole stuff is over. They can't play that game with the judge. So I would say about another 3 to 6 months, sometimes more, we'll get a date to appear in court. And remember, they cannot go forward unless we have our date in court to discuss loan modification. So this protects us. As long as we keep it in here, nothing else can happen, and we're still under modification review. If we get a modification, I don't care if it was declined a million times before, we have a new lease on life. If we get the modification approved, we're at a foreclosure and we're done. Make those payments and live happily ever after. If we don't get the modification, the next step the bank has to do is make a motion for summary judgment. This is basically a trial on paper, but in order for that paperwork to be perfect, they have to have perfect paperwork, which if you look on the website under bank fraud or bank errors, you'll see all the mistakes banks make, and we pick apart that motion here to oppose the motion and hopefully get the motion denied, which will kick it back. If it gets approved, then they get an order of reference and ultimately get a sale. But at any point along this line, we can always modify the loan. So if you got denied here and then make a motion for summary judgment here, and then ultimately let's just say we're here, and you increase your income or get a renter in your house or increase your income or whatever it happens to be, we can always modify. I have a client that had a sale date set on a Friday. We end up stopping his sale date because it's on a modification review. So he was over here, actually he was over here, and we still got the sale postponed to modify the loan here. So modifications are always a possibility. There's certain steps here. No one's coming to take your home. This whole process, if we defend it properly, so on and so forth. I have clients over 7 years in their house, but it's probably a 3 or 4 year process. If everything goes bad for us, which, 9 times out of 10 it's not going to go, and again, if you have income, we could get a modification and get out of the foreclosure totally. If you do nothing and sit down nothing, you're probably looking at maybe a year, maybe even a year and a half, depending on how fast the court system is. So that was the overview. I hope I gave you some information. Give me a call anytime. I don't care if you have an attorney or not, or want a second opinion. Call me. If I don't answer my phone directly, just leave your name and number. I will call you back. 516-314-1343. Again, 516-314-1343. Give me a call, and we'll just answer any questions you have. Thank you so much. Again, Tom Soriani.